Welcome to the Intuitive Woman Podcast with your host, Tina Conroy. Gain clarity, confidence, and trust in your inner wisdom. Explore spiritual topics, including intuition, healing, wellness, yoga, vibrant living, and more.
Hey everyone, Tina here. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. If you enjoy this episode, please go ahead and share it. Just go to the podcast app and hit the button share. I would so greatly appreciate it. Now sit back and enjoy the show. Today's episode is a solo episode, and I want to talk about change. And we hear a lot about change as the seasons have been changing. As I'm recording this, it is a new moon. It is also on the cusp of the autumnal equinox, and it is also the Jewish holidays. So there's many things coinciding. This will be published in a few days, so we're still right in the heat of the moment of change. And it has really sparked me to talk about this topic, to meditate about this topic, and to take action. That is one of the reasons that I chose to create my 3-day spiritual habit challenge. It's the first challenge I have ever created, and I wanted to bring it to you to make it simple, to make it easy, and to make it accessible. The bottom line is the 3-day spiritual habit challenge, this free challenge, I will give you the link to go to, is truly about committing to yourself. So often I get many people that constantly say, I don't have enough time. And what they're referring to, spiritually speaking, is not enough time to meditate, not enough time to quiet their mind, not enough time to practice yoga, not enough time to take a walk, not enough time to eat healthy. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And as a spiritual teacher and a facilitator, working with women, empowering women, and connecting to our intuition, I have to tell you, I'm going to go in a little rant, that if you don't make the time will never happen. That is just the truth. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It is your choice to make the time. Now, one of the biggest things, and you've heard me saying this if you've been following me on social media or following me on the podcast, is my non-negotiable routine. Once that routine is in place, it has changed everything for me. Now, I get a lot of times, well, how long does that routine take? How early do I have to get up in the morning? That is up to you. But my invitation to you is to join the 3-day free challenge. Go to tinaconroy.com and you'll see the tab 3-day spiritual habit challenge, and just join. You'll get emails in your inbox, and each morning you commit to yourself, and then see how you feel after the 3 days. And I would love to hear that in the Intuitive Women Facebook group. But let's get back to nothing changes until you change. Think about to yourself when you made a change that was so simple, easy, so easy. Think back to a time when you just did something. Maybe it was a big change. Maybe it was a small change. But there was something that you either listened to, that inner voice, that you just did it. I want you to go back to that feeling. Go back to that feeling. If you need to close your eyes, go ahead and do that, unless you're driving. Go back to that feeling. How did you feel when you did that? How did you feel when you made that change? Were you committed to that change? Maybe it came fast. I'll share a story with you. As I was growing up in mostly my teenage years and college years, I loved change. I was never really afraid of change. I honored change, and I almost thrived on change. And sometimes when I look back, I kind of wonder who that woman was. Because quite honestly, I just did it and didn't think much about it. And I'll give you an example. I remember being in college, my first and second year, and I went to an all-women's college. And I remember the second year realizing I was really unhappy. I was doing great academically, but I just wasn't fulfilled. I just wasn't happy. And I decided to leave. I just decided I was going to transfer. At the time, my family, my brother was just born, and my mom and dad were going through so many things with my new brother. And my mom basically said, this is way past the website days and internet days. You can do all the work. I can help you. But if you want to make the change or transfer, go for it. And I did. I looked at different colleges. I changed my environment. I applied, and that was it. I made the decision. I got in, and starting my junior year, I was down in Washington, D.C. in a totally different environment, in a totally different school. Now, that may not sound like a lot to a lot of people, but at the time, it was very effortless. I wasn't concerned over it. I didn't concern myself about meeting new people or more friends or being 5.5 hours from home. I just did it. I don't know why, but I didn't have any fear. I had very little fear. Now you'll say, well, you were about 20 years old and there wasn't a lot of responsibilities. And so as we get older, what happens? Well, here we go. Here's a story. As we get older, we start to realize that we're not invincible. All right. Do you remember those days? Do you remember those days when you were completely invincible, that nothing would ever happen to you, that you would just go ahead and you would never get hurt. You would never, anything bad would ever happen. And then we grow up. And unfortunately, we realize that things do happen and things don't always go our way. So there is where the fear starts to creep in. And when the fear creeps in, it can really almost feels like wearing cement boots. It's like you can't take another step. You can't move forward. And you're just so afraid. So how many of you want to make changes? And maybe there's many changes to be made, or maybe they're just a few. But majority of people are always struggling with usually one part of their life or a section of their life. I like to see this sometimes as like a pizza pie. There's the healthy body, there's the healthy mind, and then we have the healthy finances. So if we just took those 3 pieces of the puzzle or the 3 pieces of the pie, let's anchor in to healthy mind, because that's where we're going to go with the spiritual practice. How would you feel if you woke up each morning and instead of going to your cell phone or smartphone, you had a ritual in place? How would it feel if each morning you had time to yourself? How would it feel if you started each morning like that? That is an inspired life. That is living with intention and inspired action. And that's really, truly where we can begin each and every day. Now, I know your mind is saying, I have young kids, I have to get them on the bus, or I have to do this, or I have to do that. Everybody can get up an hour earlier, and everybody can add a couple more minutes, maybe 30 more minutes in their morning routine. So if it's important to you, you can do it. I want to lead into a breath work, and then we were going to lead into a meditation. Now, this meditation is a powerful meditation, visualization to see your higher self already feeling great, doing their spiritual practice, and committing and connecting to the spirit. We're going to start with breath work, and then we'll lead into the meditation. So for the breath work, feel free to sit in a very comfortable place. Again, you can sit cross-legged, or you can just sit with your back straight and your feet on the ground. And we're simply going to breathe 3-part breath. So it's a 3-part breath, inhaling, and a 1-part breath, exhaling. So as you find yourself very comfortable seated, continue to breathe naturally and normally, breathing in and breathing out. Relax as much as you can, before we begin the 3-part breath, relax your shoulders, relax your face, and relax any tension area. The 3-part breath will be in through the nose and out through the nose. The 3-part is in through the nose for 3 breaths and out for the nose for 1 long, slow, deep breath. So we'll begin in a moment. Continue to breathe naturally and normally for now. Before we begin the breath, I want you to imagine as if we were filling up a cup of water, filling from the base of the spine, upward to the rib cage, upward to the shoulder blades, and then upward to the crown. And then on the exhale, 1 long breath from the crown all the way down the body. So again, that visualization is similar to a waterfall or a light moving up the body from the base of the spine or from the hips, up to the rib cage, up to the shoulder blade, up to the crown of the head. Exhale all the way down. And we will begin. Take a nice breath in to the rib cage. Take another breath from the rib cage to the shoulder blade. Another breath to the crown of the head. Exhale all the breath down the body. And taking 1 more breath, beginning with the base of the spine, inhaling up to the rib cage, to the collarbone, to the crown of the head. Exhale 1 long breath from the crown of the head all the way down the body. And finally, inhale from the base of the spine to the rib cage, from the rib cage to the collarbone to the crown of the head. And 1 long exhale down the body. Now, place 1 hand on your heart, place the other hand on top of your heart, and breathe naturally and normally. Feel your energy connect to your heart center, the heart chakra, place of love and place of compassion. Continue to breathe comfortably, breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing your body and noticing your body is in a very comfortable state. Keeping your hands on your heart, notice the energy. Perhaps your hands feel heavy or light, warm or cool. Notice your own energy within your heart center, the energy within your body, and your whole energy field. Shifting your energy field to love, compassion, peace, acceptance. As we move into acceptance of change, allowing ourselves to know that we have the possibility to move forward. We have the possibility to make changes in our life. We are powerful beyond measure. Take a moment now. Feel free to keep your hands on your heart or place them in your lap. Become aware of your third eye. Your third eye is between your 2 physical eyes. If you're having trouble being aware of this area, just place your finger on your third eye and then remove it. Imagine from your third eye as if you were creating out in front of you to a wall, a blackboard, or a whiteboard. Visualize now from your third eye creating a movie screen. Again, if you feel more comfortable creating a blackboard, a whiteboard, or a movie screen, project it from your third eye outward and see the screen in front of you. This is your reading screen. And this is where we will manifest all the change and possibilities for you.